All right, we're live. Welcome back, guys. Let me just check out some Bitcoin with us. Oh, yeah, it's going down. Okay, that's it. We'll see ya. Just kidding. All right. I want to look at a broad look at Bitcoin and kind of get a big picture of what it looks like from far away and where we could be going. If I look at the daily here, we're breaking down. So let's punch in these and hide everything. There you go. Okay, so Bitcoin this was today and yesterday. When we got our open of this candle, it went higher and we were in extreme bull territory, extremely bullish. And that was yesterday. It was above the 200, the 50, the 20, the 9, and the 3-day moving average above the Kumo cloud. And it was extremely bullish. Now today, we're in the Kumo cloud and below we're in the Kumo cloud, but below all those indicators. The way we're heading towards right now, we're going to get a death cross. We got a golden cross back here, but we're going to get a death cross here soon. And that is going to probably increase momentum to the downside. Now, my death cross, golden cross is based on the 9 and the 20-day moving average. But as of right now, this thing doesn't look too good. Now, there is an area, if I take this out of here, there is an area that I can put in with this, and I'll use yellow. This area needs to be kind of back tested a little bit. And I'm talking about this area right here. So I'm expecting for price action to come down and kind of fool around down here for the most part and take its time this way for a little bit. Now, I think the number 2 target's out of there. The number 1 target has been achieved. I had to redo this. It was up a little bit higher before, but I had to redo it because it wasn't lined up perfect with my Fibonacci numbers. It was moved around too much and got off center. So now we're coming down. I still think, I've been screaming about this the whole time, that Bitcoin is making this gigantic pattern. Well, I've been saying that for about a week now. It's going to fulfill its destiny of coming down here and touching this lower channel and then bouncing. After that bounce, we'll see where it can go, but it might hit up there, ping pong around, and then push out. So that's what I think. That is kind of a neutral position. If I was bullish, I would say we're going to break out right here and start running up. But I really am not thinking that. And then the real bearish scenario, not neutral, but bearish, will be that we hit some of these targets down here. Bitcoin going to 2,250 or at the very lowest. How about 2,900 as a possibility, or even 5,300? And actually, I think the 618 target here that coincides with some of this area right here is more than likely. So it's going to come down here and touch that area and then bounce. So that's Bitcoin on the daily. Let's go into the 2-day and see how things look on the chart for the 2-day. Now the 2-day is bearish for sure. It is below the Kumo cloud, but still above the 200-day moving average. Very interesting. The price action today is below the 9, right? And headed towards the 20. So you could see it actually going to 8,600 pretty easily. We haven't gone that low yet, but it could go that low. We are curling over, meaning I think if we don't get a bounce soon, the death cross is inbound on the 2-day also. Let's check out the 3-day. 3-day chart is interesting. It's below the Kumo cloud, so very bearish. And you have a 200-day moving average that is flat. Now, if you look at price action right here, we're very clustered with all these moving averages. So I think price action is going to make a decision now soon just to break away from those lines. Price action doesn't want to hover for very long with clusters of moving averages. It really likes to break away from that. So that's the 3-day. Now, the weekly, let's check that one out. The weekly chart on Bitcoin is bullish, though showing extreme signs of weakness because of the way it broke through the 20-day moving average, which is this red line. It broke through that 20-day moving average and is headed towards that vortex. This vortex I've been talking about for a while. This vortex could suck us down to this 200-day moving average right here, 200-week moving average. So it's kind of like it got a couple tests here, sprung out. Now it's like wants to test it again. Now, if I bring in the indicators again, this 200-day moving average, if we can get it soon enough, could coincide with some of this over here, right? With this cluster, and also probably the 618 fib bounce on this right here. So yeah, the weekly, it looks very bearish to me, even though we're above the Kumo cloud. I feel like when I zoom out and look at this chart, we got above the Kumo cloud, broke through below it, got above it. Now we're going to break through below it, and then we're going to try to break above it again. So, oh man, this phone rings off the hook. Okay, so that's how I believe that's going to play out for the weekly chart. Because the farther you zoom out, the more perspective you're getting. You're getting a lot of this downtrend right here where price action is not wanting to break out of this kind of downward channel. And I think now we've hit the top of the channel, and now we're going to work our way down to the lower part of the channel. Okay, so that's the weekly. Let's go into the 14-day, the 2-week, and see what that looks like. Okay, so this is struggling with, we wicked up above the Kumo cloud, but couldn't even sustain that. Now we're below it. The price action on this candle, these 2 weeks have broken now below the 9 and the 3. So showing real bearishness. And if we get a close on this, it could be pretty nasty. So this was a November 5th candle, and today is the 8th. So we're very fresh on this. Now, this type of candle right here on the 2-week would suggest to me that we're going to trade sideways, kind of like a Darth Maul candle. A lot of sideways action right here with these wicks on top and bottom. So we could, come down and test the bottom and then kind of trade sideways. I think it's possible. And another reason, remember that area that I put in yellow earlier, that yellow box? It's like right down here too. So, and that was on the daily. If I can switch back over to the daily chart, you can see that there. Okay. Oh, I did take it off. Sorry about that. Let's try it again. So the box goes from here to here, and I think we're going to do that. Probably be testing that area right there. Let's jump into the 2-week one more time with that box and see what it looks like. So yeah, we could, you're kind of looking at it coming down and testing that lower area and maybe working in here before we get breakdown. Now, we did get a touch at the 20-day moving average, and it kind of jumped, but now we're getting a pullback, which to me would suggest the sideways action on the 2-week chart would give us a touch eventually on the 20-day. Now, the question is, will it hold? And we're probably looking at about a month, 1, 2, maybe 3. Yeah, so in 6 weeks, you could have a sell-off. So, yeah, that doesn't look too good either. I do like that we're above the 20-day, but we've got our full-blown rejection here, and our full-blown rejection here with this Kumo cloud on the 2-week was really, really bad. Okay, so there is that. How about a 3-week chart? Let's close this out. Look at that for what it is. The 3-week chart is now below the Kumo cloud, showing bearishness, and it has to come down to the 20-day moving average. More than anything, I think we're going to be testing this 50-day moving average also. So that is in play. Now, the 21-day, if I go into the BLX and look at it, 21-day chart actually has a little more data. Let's see if we can pull in the indicators. No, that's not right. I'm looking to see where my 200-day moving average is, but it's not there. Okay, so let's go back to Bitcoin. Yeah, it's not doing that. Okay, how about the 1 month? Yeah, that's it. So the 1 month, it bounced off of the 9, but is coming back down to retest the 9 at 89. I'm sorry, 82. And I think it's going to actually break down to 7,000 for the monthly chart. So your week and your monthly chart are probably looked at the most besides your daily for longer swing traders. And it looks like we're sitting pretty heavy on this 9, which to me would represent, if we don't get lift on this candle and get out of here, this is going to break down. So how about the 3 month? 3 month chart looks bullish. If I look on the BLX, yeah, it looks pretty bullish there also. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the 3 month came down and tested this 20-day moving average right out here. So we would need this one, and this one. So we're still looking at about 9 months out, roughly 9 months out before we bottom. So once we bottom, we could go up. So you're looking at like July of next year. So July of next year in summertime, it could start to rally and really pull out of here. But I honestly would say just hold your cash. For me, long term, I don't look at this as being performing very well for a while. I think they're gonna smash this thing down and make us all really hurt, right? They're gonna make us all really hurt and demoralize investors and hodlers especially, because they're not willing to get out of the market. So that being said, I think that they're hold on, man. Bitcoin's we're in for a rough ride, I think. And I've been hearing a lot of moon talk, and I don't see it. I haven't been seeing it for a long time. When we broke here and then couldn't hold, and then it went below, that was really bad for me. I really didn't like that. There was no end in sight there. And I've heard people use that term, we're going to get the FU moment, where Bitcoin's going to capitulate and just really sell off hard. For some people, it could just be to 5,000. That's where I think it's going. That's my low target. So, yeah, Bitcoin going down to there. And let's see if there's anything else. It was not my idea, it was Tone Bay's that said, what if this whole thing was just a gigantic dead cat bounce, right? Where it comes down and bounces, and now it's going to go even lower. And he was the first to say that, probably 1st of November. And I think he's accurate. I think he's spot on in that analysis. Okay, save your cash, hold your cash. I've been saying that for a while. This has not been fun for anybody, really, that I know of. Nobody's sold the top that I know. Nobody's doing well down here either, buying it. So I think that I haven't heard anybody trading in here either. And actually, this was a real eye-opener for me because I saw 3 or 4 trades that I could have made in here based on the 3 and the 9, and I want to start trading that 3 and 9 3-9 combo, because I think the 3-9 combo on the daily or even the 12-hour chart, to me, is very playable. Like, you get so many touches off of that. So they're quite different, the 3 and the 9, based on the day and the 12-hour, but I'll let you know how my results are. We'll probably use only 5% of the trading stack to play with on those, but I think it would be fun. All right, guys, God bless you. I hope you're having a great day. That's Bitcoin. I'm out of here. See you in the group. See ya. I'm out.